tell me what the college scene drinking is like today. You say today in 2014.
Today, 2014, I'm not sure how long the video will last, but
Just short. So say it again. So today in 2014.
today in 2014, binging is kind of the norm. It's kind of different from the way it was described when my parents were kids. I remember my dad always telling me, me and my buddies would get together in college and we get a 6-pack apiece, a 12-pack apiece, and get hammered. And I tell myself, man, I remember parties when I pre-gamed with the 12-pack myself. And you get there and you take more shots and you do more beer bongs, all ice luges, all the fun stuff, everything that stands out. It's like being at a playground, but yeah, it's the norm. Never, ever, ever did I feel remorse for it. Not at the time. Because everyone else is,
So what else is there besides ice luge and beer? I never even know what that is, but can you name me some other fun little activities, games?
Oh man, the games, there's a plethora. God, you've got all your Red Cup solo games, your Goucha Ball, Stack Cup, Chandeliers, Beer Pong, Four Corners, Survivor, Beer Hockey, Beer Baseball, every little kind of nook and cranny where you can change a set of cups or play with the ping pong ball. You get those in your set. King's Cup, that's always the go-to. All you need is a deck of cards, and you don't even need a deck of cards anymore. In the modern age, you just have an app for it. Pull out your phone, start flipping through, have an ace, everyone in the circle chugs until the last person finishes. It's pretty crazy, insane.
So those games don't inhibit your drinking. I mean, do they keep you from drinking sometimes? Because you have to get a certain thing to be able to chug.
You see, there's a mindset going into college drinking. You're losing if you're not drinking. So, concept is that, yes, I guess, in a sense, you're playing to make the other person drink. But by the end of the night, you don't want to be the person not drinking, so you might as well. People play beer games with beers on the side. I'll play beer pong and I'll have 2 cans just waiting for me so that I'm pretty good at this game. So while I'm just completely destroying the competition, I've got my side beer right there, and I'm trying to get the job done at the same time. It's always a mindset.
What about drugs? How's the college drug scene? Prescription drugs?
As for drugs, it's not as big of an issue. You get the hardcore personalities every once in a while trying to pitching. I mean, you don't see a bunch of cocaine. I mean, not here, in our area. It's mainly alcohol and marijuana.
Can you say in college it's mainly?
In college, it's mainly alcohol and marijuana. You don't see a lot of hard narcotics or anything. Not in the schools around here, the area that I've experienced.
So no keep awake pills for cramming and?
That's a different story. There are pills that aren't party pills when it comes to college, and the number one hitter would be Adderall. Adderall is passed around like candy, and most of the time you can go to your school's health office, and if you start telling them you have symptoms of ADD, they'll just issue out your own little prescription, start handing them, and people pass them out, sell them to their friends. And
what does Adderall do for you?
Adderall, it works differently for me. I have ADHD. It brings me down. But for most human beings, it helps you focus in a sense. It inhibits kind of outside thinking and gets you to focus on whatever you're working on at the time. Kids on Adderall will go on 4-hour kind of homework binges. It gives you that drive, that focus. It amps you up, but not in a jitter sense, in a very mental, chemical, kind of hormonal way, where if you're on that, takes away the pressure of studying, takes away the worries.
Tell me, have you seen people overdose? Have you seen people drink to toxicity?
Overdosing? I've never seen, in my college career, I've never seen anyone overdose on a drug. It's always been alcohol. And that's a nightly. You go out to a big fraternity party, you go out to a big You know, every sport has their own house, basketball house, football house, and there's always those couple people, girl passed out on the couch, throwing up on herself. She has to be turned on her side or else she'd probably die. People wetting their pants, getting carried out, you know, taken to their dorms, and most of the time no one really bats an eye. It's just the rare occasion when someone like starts seizing out or is completely just out of the kind of realm of reality. And even then, unless you have close friends, you're never really too safe.
How do you get a college education if you're that fucked up all the time?
Let me see. I classify students in 2 categories. The kids that are going to drop out and the kids that... Oh, take that back. 3 categories. Kids that are going to drop out. Kids that kind of know how to balance. Letting loose, I mean, especially with college these days, I'll be working on homework, I'll pack myself in the library for 5 hours, and that's a typical Tuesday night. Everyone needs a release, but it's just knowing your limits, keeping it the right way. There's nothing wrong with having a beer, but just not overdoing it. And the 3rd category, alright, occasionally you'll meet that freak of nature. The person that just fires 20 shots in a night, 30 shots in a night over a long period, you know, so they can balance it out. The next morning, they get up, they're fine, you know, hitting the homework, hitting the books, or that person waking you up, hey, you know, we doing it again tonight? I'm like, no, I'm a human being, I got goddamn things to do.
What have you learned in DUI class real quick?
What have I learned?
Like, could you state some facts of stuff that you've learned, like how many drinks are in a Long Island iced tea, or some other, name another drink with a lot of alcohols like that, how long it takes to metabolize a drink?
In DUI.
In
In DUI class.
One more time.
In DUI class, I learned quite a few things, quite a lot of things that stuck with me. It was hour per shot, hour per beer, kind of that thing. No one would ever go about that kind of equation because you'd never feel it. I never felt it.
What do you mean hour per shot, hour per beer?
It takes an hour to sober up from one individual shot, an hour to sober up from one beer, and to think anything else would be different, you know. Everyone could plow their bottles of water, order their coffee, chew their bread, but your metabolism is just your metabolism. And you never feel it. As soon as you think you're sober, you're still not. I thought I was sober, but I was at a 0.26. I learned that probably about 70% of the people I've met or I'm going to meet through this program are just going to end up right back in here.
Could you say, I've learned about 70% of the people I've met in DUI class are just going to end up back in DUI class?
Mm-hmm. I've learned about 70% of the people I've met in DUI class are most likely going to end up back in DUI class.
Because?
Because it's usually either a trend, either a group setting, a culture, people you're surrounded with, or it's a problem. Or a lot of times, someone will be an alcoholic and never admit it until they're out of time. So you meet a lot of both, and definitely get a lot of lessons from both.
Do you think you have a problem with alcohol? Yeah, and please say yes or no, I don't think I, or whatever, have a problem with alcohol.
Yes, I do think I have a problem with alcohol, but I think it's more on the potential side. I think everyone has a problem with alcohol these days because we don't treat alcohol as if it were anything else besides a party drug or, you know, just another escape from our problems. It's never really been like that. I never thought of it like that until I got here. So
I never thought of it like that until I got to DUI class.
I never thought of it like that until I got to DUI class.
Maybe I never thought of alcohol like that until I got to DUI class. Or whatever you're trying to say.
I never thought of alcohol like that until I got arrested. Until you kind of look the opposite way around. When you take a look and everyone else has an excuse, has a problem. No, you know, it wasn't me this time. It was the cop. I pulled over. Well, obviously, you know, you were going to drive again at one point. I wasn't that drunk. You know, you blew a .17. Maybe you thought you were.